Welcome back. Well, joining us now is Africa 54's health correspondent, Linord Moudou. Linord, hello.
Well, from November 25th to the International Day for the Elimination of Violence Against Women to December 10th, a Human Rights Day, the 16 Days of Activism Against Gender-Based Violence campaign is a time to galvanize action to end violence against women and girls around the world. During the 16 days, countries around the world are taking various steps in solidarity of the campaign to ensure gender-based violence received awareness, support, and resources. In Mali, female genital mutilation or cutting, also called FGM, is on the agenda during the 16 days of activism. According to UNFPA, about 91% of women in Mali have undergone female genital cutting. Joining us via Skype from Bamako for more on addressing FGM in Mali is Josiane Yaguibou, UNFPA representative in Mali. Ms. Yaguibou, welcome to the show.
Good morning, Linord. Greetings from Bamako.
Great. It's really nice to have you from Bamako. So during these 16 days of campaign, UNFPA in Mali is focusing on addressing FGM. Tell us about what is being done.
Well, Linord, it's a great time to be in Mali. It's a great time because government is very engaged into the celebration of the 16 days for the 16 days of activism for the fight against gender-based violence. And in Mali, the government has engaged in several activities, namely the training of journalists around the country, which are now trained to speak with one voice around FGM and all forms of gender-based violence. We also have very important high-level advocacy activity going on this week with religious leaders to engage with the dialogue with religious leaders and with traditional leaders to understand the obstacles around FGM and why, up to now, Mali wasn't able to put together a law and to adapt a law for FGM and for violence against women. Religious leaders and traditional leaders, as you know, are a very important partner to achieve this goal of setting up this law. So their support and advocacy will help government pass this law. We're hoping in the next months, so that all forms of violence and all forms of violence against women are put through a legal system.
But when we understand that 91% of women in the country have undergone the practice, how do you even frame the message to convince, especially religious and traditional leaders, that this is something that needs to end? And what is the alternative?
Well, it's important that the message goes widely, nationally, to the whole country. And what we are also doing is using, as I said, the journalists to sort of translate the message, not only into words that are understandable, but also into national language. As you know, as you may have heard, Mali is one of the countries which still in West Africa hasn't been able to pass the law. As you said, 91% of women have undergone a female genital mutilation, and this practice is being abandoned by a lot of communities, but still a lot needs to be done. A lot more needs to be done, and that is why Mali is engaging this year at very high level, at the highest level in government, to undertake measures to end the fight against FGM.
Okay, Madame Yaguibou, that's all the time we have for now. Thank you so much for joining us from Bamako.
Thank you, Linord.